Despite being the inventors of the game, England have had shockingly little success at the international arena when it comes to the sport of football. Thus, it's easy to understand why them winning the Women's European Championships, or Euro 2022 for short, was such a big deal when it actually happened. I mean, not only have they won only their second international trophy in their history, they also managed to best their arch rivals Germany to get the job done. It's a massive, massive moment for women's football in England, and indeed for women's football in general, not only because of the fact that England, who, as I mentioned before, have rarely had any international success, actually won it, but also due to the fact that, of course, with their success comes a lot more exposure, both on television as well as around the world, internationally, on social media and streaming services. Hello everyone, welcome back to Sports Today. My name is Shane Dias, and today we are going to go over England's Euro 2022 final win in detail. In a little bit of detail, we'll look at some reactions. We'll look at why exactly it is that this is such an important victory for the people of England, and what exactly this could mean for women's football as a whole. To understand just exactly what this victory meant to the people of England, let's take a look at a few notable reactions across social media from some notable former and current football players from England. Now, we're starting, of course, with England men's team skipper Harry Kane. Now, remember, Harry Kane came very, very close to becoming only the second English captain to lift a trophy in Euro 2020, but they fell agonizingly short. However, the England women's team went the distance, and he was one of the first people to congratulate them. We said absolutely unreal scenes in Wembley. Massive congrats to the amazing Lionesses. Ella Toone, take a bow for that finish too. Ella Toone, of course, was the person who scored England's opening goal. Rio Ferdinand, who himself was part of England's golden generation that never really accomplished anything at international level, also quote-tweeted the tweet which the Lionesses put out on their win and said simply, "History and legends." Michael Owen, another member of that golden generation team, also sent out his heartfelt wishes, saying congratulations to the Lionesses, thoroughly deserved and a credit to the nation, and ended it by saying delighted to amend the hashtag from doing us proud to done us proud. There is also, of course, Gary Neville, a former Manchester United and England legend, who said what the Lionesses have done is amazing and is very hard to do as well. A seismic moment for sport in this country. Well done to all of you. There's also Jamie Carragher, who had a pretty interesting reaction. Jamie Carragher, of course, being the former Liverpool and England defender, where he said, "Congratulations, Lionesses, fantastic achievement. The first goal summed up the quality in this team. You're all role models for future generations who will take up the game because of what they've seen today." And that is indeed something that we're going to be addressing later on in this video, but we're still going through the reactions, and perhaps the best one came from Gary Lineker, who took an old reaction of his, an old quote to be specific, and modified it to suit the current circumstances. He said, "Football is a simple game. 22 women chase the ball for 90 minutes, and at the end, England actually win. Congratulations, Lionesses. Fabulous." Now, the quote he's mentioning, of course, is the old one where he said that football is a simple game. 22 men chase a game for 90, chase the ball for 90 minutes, and in the end, the Germans win. This time around, however, it wasn't the Germans who won, it was the English players who did, and that explains why exactly they were in such a celebratory mood after the match. In fact, not only were they celebrating on the pitch, but they even interrupted the press conference to serenade the present journalists with a nice little version of "It's Coming Home." Check it out for yourself.
Character and heart and motivation as well.
The impact that this tournament has made in English football and the psyche of the average English football fan cannot be underestimated, and is in fact reflected in the number of people who actually ended up watching the final. Because if you look at the TV viewership numbers, the match was shown, of course, on BBC, and an audience of 17.3 million people at peak watched this final. That is a massive number. Not only is it, of course, the highest number of English TV all summer, it's also the most watched English or women's football match in the history of English football. But it wasn't just being streamed on TV, it was also being seen across streaming apps as well, whether it be on the BBC website or their app. In fact, they recorded an estimated 5.9 million streams across the app as well as the website. And what's more, the number is probably higher than this because, of course, TV viewership numbers don't take into account, more often than not, matches that are being shown in bars or pubs, where, of course, a large number of people are watching the game. But it wasn't just people around the country who hooked to their TVs, because a record 87,192 fans were present at Wembley Stadium to witness what turned out to be a historic day for English football. And that is a historic number because it's the largest crowd for a women's football match in England. That is massive when you look at it, considering there are times when for international games, there might not always be that much of an appetite simply because people prefer watching their club football. But this was England. It was England in a final and a chance to only win their second international trophy in history. And people were clearly interested. Now, of course, the impact that this win will have for English football, or in fact for women's football in general, can't be estimated just in terms of numbers. As Jamie Carragher mentioned in his tweet, there's going to be so many people who look at what it is that the Lionesses accomplished on this particular day and decide to take up the sport. So it's not just about representation of a certain gender, or of course giving women's football the importance and respect it deserves. It's about solidifying the place of women's football within the psyche of the football watching fan, and to ensure that a whole new generation of people will grow up appreciating and respecting both men's and women's football for the unique sports that they are. They often say that success in one way is the best way to breed a culture or to change a culture among certain fans, and it is definitely worth noting that this win from the Lionesses will do a lot for women's football in England, and given England's status as one of football's powerhouses for the world at large as well. Thank you all so much for joining us for this particular video. If you enjoy what it is that we do, please don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, leave us a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon so that you know when we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. As always, I've been Shane Rice. I've been glad that you've joined me, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.